Hello everybody, Suman Pachigulla here, and this video is for the people who are primarily into sales. So it could be selling your own products or selling your solutions or selling your services or you're selling your job or you're selling your candidate, right? Wherever there is a human interaction happens and there is money in that exchange, that is a sale. Now, majority of the people, they struggle to sell because we have a product and according to us that is the best product. It doesn't mean that everyone is there just lining up to buy it, right? There is a lot of strategy. There are a lot of strategies that has been involved, and we need to understand what is that primary thing we got to do before the sale happen. And that's what I'm going to discuss here, because when it comes to my digital products, my mentoring programs, my corporate training and recruiter training, live trainings, anything, right? So those are the products and solutions that I offer, and it just won't go out and get sold because I have something. So for that, I need to use some strategies and some plans and so on. Now that is what I'm going to share here so that you can relate with your business and you can implement it. All right, let's go and understand. So here, this is about sales, and before you get into the sales, what is that you need to understand is prospecting, right? What is prospecting? So what is that you have in your mind about prospecting? So here, when this word come to your mind, does it give any resistance feeling, or you think it is going to have a lot of it is time consuming or that sort, right? So what we need to understand is before we get into in details, I want to set a environment, a platform, right? Prospecting means it is not something need to be get scared, but this is very essential for marketing and sales. So if there is no proper prospecting, we will end up with less sales or less margin, anything that we can say. So who is this video for? So this video is for people who are into bench sales, because that's what I break it and make you understand as easier as it possible. All right, and business development people who has a team of people who can provide solutions and connects with the client and brings business. Recruiters who has requirements and they need to sell it. Anyone who is into selling, all right, apart from recruiting, anybody who is into selling, this video is for them. Now I'm going to explain all the processes in a very broader manner. If you are following this, now you got to think and connect with your own business, all right, whatever you're doing, so that you can change it. When I say product, you could talk about this requirement, or you can think of your candidates, or you can think of your service, or you're thinking of your product or insurance or whatever it is. So that's what it is. It is very difficult for me to generalize and tell. I'm talking about overall, and you connect with it. Now what is that going to happen in this video, and what is that you're going to discover? So here you are going to discover that what are the initial right approaches and strategies when it comes to sales. What is that you should be following? So before I break it down, before I go detail, this is what we are going to understand. One is marketing, selling and prospecting. And once you understand this, you will know that where it is lacking and how you can work on it. All right, let's go ahead and understand. Let's understand in detail so that you will have a clarity over what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. So before I get in detail, all right, what is that we are going to get in detail is about marketing, selling and prospecting. And in this video, you're just going to get some ideas and clarity about what is that your perspective was and what is that real perspective you got to have. Now what happens? Generally, when we say, I'm going to market my candidate, I'm going to market this product, when we think of that, right, generally people think that marketing and selling are same, and that's where the problem is. Marketing and selling are them. We equate these both the things together, but you need to understand that we should not be tying this marketing and selling thing together, but these two are different with their definition And at the same time, these two help each other to get this thing. All right. Now, what is marketing? Marketing is a planning and implementing of a process. So what is that? Let me write it down for you. Marketing is a planning and implementing a process or plan, anything that you may call. All right. Now, what are the things involves when it comes to process and planning, or when it comes to marketing, right? Before you start marketing your product, your service, anything it is, first you need to understand that who are your right audience, who are the right audience, or who are the customers. All right, who are the people who want it. If you are into sales, you might be looking for which are the companies that they are primarily hiring for your candidates. And if you're selling some kind of products, you should be talking about the customer avatar or the audience that you need to have a clarity about. And what is the next thing that you should be looking for? You got to have, define. Once you understood who are the people, then you got to define what kind of group, you got to define groups of people who have those wants. Meaning, if you are into bench sales and you are someone focusing on selling your people, right? Selling your services. Now, you need to understand who are the people really wanted, who might have these kind of requirements, what are their primary problems could be. Now, if you are looking for, you have a candidate, then you should be looking for who are the clients who they are implementing that particular software or the project where this software is involved and where you have that candidate. So we got to do this research. Just uploading resumes in portals and connecting with people in LinkedIn as a random things won't work. If you really want to be successful, you need to plan these things properly and implement it. And what is the third thing you need to understand is how you are going to create, how you are going to create the solution for those wants. All right, here is the clarity. Now, who wants it, and you define the people or the companies and how you have giving a solution. Now, you have a candidate, right? Let's say the person is a .NET architect or Salesforce, whoever it is, you have a solution ready. Now, you have a three clarity, right? Clients, people, and you have a solution. Now, the thing comes in how you are delivering it, right? How you are articulating and what else? And delivering the message that primarily focuses on the customer want. There you go. Now, this is what we call a sales pitch or message. Now, how you are going to deliver the message that you have the solution. Just uploading the resumes or uploading the hot list and type messaging in LinkedIn that, hey, this is what I have the hot list, things may not work because LinkedIn has its own algorithm, right? In 30 minutes or 1 hour, if it doesn't get certain number of likes, it will not show up to the next level. So that's a different ball game altogether. Now, when it comes to real marketing, you need to focus on how you are going to articulate and deliver the message which focuses on the customer wants. When they get it solved, they're going to come to you for the solution. And another thing you need to understand is you got to create awareness, create awareness in the customer's mind about the solution or the source that they may get the help. So you should be focusing on awareness as well. So how you are going to share your awareness outside, you got to have plans for that. And once everything of this plan is ready, then you are going to do the groundwork. All right, then everything in place, then the groundwork for sales start. All right. Now, okay, so this is all about how you should be starting a process. Then you need to understand that marketing, right? This particular one concept is a macro view. If we see this is a macro view, is a bigger part of the whole process. Marketing is the whole process of selling something. Now, its efforts, right? This particular marketing should not stop at one level, but it should be focused on a group of people. For example, marketing should never be like one. We should be targeting about a group of people. We should be targeting about bigger thing. It's like a fishing pond. It's like a forest, right? Let's say marketing is a whole forest. Now, it involves processes, activities. What are the processes and activities? It could be advertising, campaigns, publicity, or outreaching efforts, going out and delivering our messages and so on. Now, here we cannot rely on the softwares and automation, but personal touch also required. For example, if you are focusing on business development, if you are focusing on bench sales, now how that is going to happen? If you are bench sales, definitely it needs you to have some personal touch. All right. Now that's what all you need to understand. These are all your personal touch, your marketing campaigns, your publicity campaigns, your advertising campaign. Everything should be focused towards delivering a compelling message to the specific audience. Now look at what you are doing. Have you written a specific message? Have you articulated something in such a way that focuses on customer wants? And you are primarily targeting the group of audiences who wants this and not everybody else. So don't go and do the spray and pray thing, but focus on the specific audience and connect with them. And then it comes selling. All right. After you do marketing properly, that attracts selling. Now let's understand what is selling. So selling is primarily the micro view. This is a micro view. All right. So if we are talking about marketing was a macro view. Okay. Macro view matlab, what is that? Like a forest. And here we are talking about micro view as tree. All right. I hope you understood. Macro view, let's say forest. Okay. Micro view is a tree. Now that's what individual thing we should be talking about. All right. Now this focuses more on individual. It focuses on individuals. Got it? Selling focuses on individuals, the buyers. Now, as I told you, right? Marketing focuses on forest, selling should be focusing on individuals. And now this is the process for asking what is sale. You need to understand, right? Selling is a process. Write it down, people. Selling is the process of asking the prospect to buy and to become a customer. Understand? Those guys are customers. Those guys are clients we call, but they are customers because we are serving them. Got it? Now, this is a process to ask an individual or prospect to become a customer. Now, this particular person, organization, client, anything that will not be on a prospect or lead list, that's a different thing we are going to discuss as we follow in more videos. What is prospect? What is lead? What is customer? We will understand more. Now, when it comes to prospecting, we need to convert that into customers. Got it? Now, how it is going to be managed? What is that effects? So you need to understand that effective marketing manages and boosts the sales process. It fuels the selling process, and marketing helps build products because you are going to understand the client's need, right? What is the audience want? According to that, you should be focusing on building the products. And again, when you're marketing, it gets into the brand awareness. You need to understand that as a selling company, as a recruiting company, as a anybody, right, as an organization, do you have a brand awareness? Do people know you? Do people see you? That is another thing you need to understand. And that is where, right, that is where we are going to attract more prospective customers and candidates or clients, whomever you say. Now, this is a skill, right? Now, this, what is that? The effective marketing is a skill to represent a close that we can call a sale. Now, it all starts from here where it ends up in here. So, to understand in a clear manner how the marketing happens, now let's imagine it might be like you are trying to sell without absolutely no marketing efforts whatsoever. Now, just understand you have a product and you have not focused on any of these elements, and you are in the market and you are selling. What is that going to happen? It would be like you are trying to move a sailboat without any wind, right? It is something like there is a boat on a sailboat and there is no wind. What is that going to happen? It will stay wherever it is, right? That's what. And you get frustrated and you have no idea why people are not coming to you. You are not able to close leads. It means you do not have any awareness in the market. Got it? Now let's focus a little bit more to the next level. All right. Now, if marketing takes the macro view, if it takes the forest view, if sales takes the micro view, all right, this is a forest, and if this is tree, then what is prospecting? Prospecting is, it is bridging the gap. All right, so this is the bridging the gap between marketing and selling. That is where it comes in. Now, prospecting is the continuous activity, people. This is what something you should not be doing only for 1 day or 2 day or something like that. Prospecting is a continuous process. It is a continuous thing where we will be exploring for and qualifying new people, right? New people, will be meeting with those people and talking to them so that we will understand more about their need and getting into their business. That's what we need to understand. And when it comes to prospecting, right, it starts with the market. Prospecting starts with the market. You have to go inside and understand what are the businesses are there, who are your audiences, and so on. And then those individuals, once you understand those individuals in the group, right, these are the bigger audience, right? In the bigger audience, once you understand the individuals, and then you should be focusing on bringing your solutions. Now, people who are in here whose wants are like similar to whose wants are similar to your solution, they will not be called prospects. You need to understand that every person who needs something is not a prospect. So now you need to understand who is a prospect then, right? Who is a prospect? Now here, those people who need and want the value of your products and services that deliver, people who wants it, who want your value, or you may say your candidate, or you may say your solution, anything else, right? Anything that is, if whoever needs it. And what else? Only needing is important? No. If someone has the willingness to pursue with your product, then they needs to have the ability to pay. They need to can afford to pay. Now, this is what I'm talking about, generalizing selling as a term, right? So from me, I'm talking from a business point of view. So everybody who wants my solution, recruiting, training, or my products, they cannot be prospects until and unless they have the ability to pay for that. Got it? The same way, if you have so many clients who want your candidate but they don't have much money, you may not call them as your prospects at that point of time. But you should not be ignoring them though. That is the first thing you need to understand. And these people, whoever whom you call from that group, they needs to be approached properly. Okay? They are approachable, can be approachable favorably. Matlab approachable, favorably. All right, it means whenever you are reaching them, there's a positive thing is coming, meaning they are approachable, they are not ignoring you. That's what you need to understand. So here is what you need to understand. That I heard it from an author. They mention prospecting is the continuous activity of exploring for and qualifying new people. All right, new people, what to meet and talk, all right, regarding their businesses. All right, so what is this? This is a continuous activity. You need to remember, prospecting should not be happening that only 1 hour, 2 hours and you're leaving things away. No, this is a continuous process. Wherever you are, you should be talking about your solutions and focusing on who might be needing it. Now let's understand a little bit more in detail, right? So there are a bunch of things that we have understood here. Let's get a little bit more in details about how your prospects can turn into customers. So you need to understand first thing in here, it comes in that then you should be focusing on needs, wants and value. This is what something you need to really understand. Needs, wants and value. Now need is very important. Okay, if need is important, you need to understand need is important, right? But value is critical. If they need it but they do not value what you are offering, then you are losing a sale, right? They need the candidate but they do not value your service and what you are offering, then you are not able to place your candidate. Simple as that. Now value determines wants. This value determines wants. And now what is that going to happen is, people primarily, if you are selling a product, right? If you are selling a product, people focus on the wants before they focus on their need. You look at your mobile phone, anything that you are focused, right? That may not be needy. You have it just because you wanted it, right? So that's the reason you need to understand. If you are able to identify the need, then you get to propose your product. What is that the need a company might be having? You need to understand that as a salesperson. If you are marketing a candidate, Salesforce admin or Salesforce developer, anything that per se, what do you think the company who is publishing the job in need? All right, now that's once you understand that, you could able to pitch to the next level. So wanting is the key. You need to make sure that what is that they want to achieve, meaning the need is to complete a client's project. For example, need is completing a client's project, but want is saving money and quick delivery or anything that is, right? Now this is what you need to understand. And with this, so here they want something, they need something, and in this particular deal they need to understand that it should add value to their life, right? Whatever they are doing, it needs to be satisfactory and it should need to add value in whatever they are doing. That's what you should be focusing on. Now here when it comes to this one, right? No, affordability, right? When it comes to affordability and people who have who want to buy something, so that's what you need to focus on. So do not reject those people, but you should be staying connected with them. So now this prospect is like a suspect now, okay? Because we do not know, the person needs it but doesn't want it. Now these people cannot be promoted to a prospect, right? Because they have a want but they don't have money to pay for you. So don't just reject those people straight out. All right, now let's focus on how exactly it should be working. So we have from prospect to suspect, right? Suspect is people who want it but they don't have money. Now there are few ways that you should be focusing on. That's where the negotiation bargain comes in, right? But still, if those people are interested and if they don't need it badly, they may not increase the money. That is the first thing you need to understand. You got to understand how badly they need your candidate, your service, your product before they pay that much money to you. And second thing is, now if you have a little bit of here and there kind of money, if you adjust with your rate, whatever the money you have, then also the suspect can transfer to a prospect and a customer. Understood? So these are the two things. And now, before you engage and spend a lot of time with these people, tactfully you need to understand that what is the kind of rate they are offering and whether they could afford your service or not, or else you'll be wasting both of your times. Now, when you are prospecting, when you are connecting with the individuals and the people, or you are talking to the people about their needs, now you need to understand what is that is very important is your approachability, okay, your reach. approachability, or approachability. What is approachability? And this is what I talk about in recruiting, that candidate influence. How you are going to connect with those people. This is what it is. I mean, a relationship we could talk about. All right. So now, in the line of business, what drives primarily the relationship drives the business. And now you got to understand the approachability is very much critical, and how you manage things and handle things is another one that you need to understand, because a prospect may meet all other requirements, but if you cannot approach that person, right? If you cannot approach the person, then what is that going to happen? When we are talking about approach, is not that someone is not answering the phone, not replying, but no. Where I'm saying, if the prospect meets all your criteria, affordable to pay, wants everything, and they have a need, they have a value, you're adding value, everything is fine. But if you cannot approach him or her in a favorable manner, then this is not your prospect at the moment. If they are not talking to you smoothly and you see there is some kind of hindrances there, if there is some kind of pushbacks are there, then they are not your right candidates or clients or a prospect for that moment. So don't you throw away the contacts and the information out and remove that particular person who is not approachable from your list. But you need to understand that might not be the right time for both of you to connect and do business, but maybe in future it may go right. Now, when you are connecting, you need to understand we cannot blame that other party all the time, right? Because your client is like that, the candidate is like that, customer is like that. We may not blame it all the time, but we need to understand that how we need to build a rapport in order to focus that next time when we approach, that is going to be more favorable. Now, here in approach, it plays a major role. Rapport is crucial. Why? Because if you are in a business where that gets personal, human interaction is there, this is very much important. That's what we talk about recruiters, candidate influence. All right. Now, if you are in a business of selling and connecting with the people all the time, because we as a business development person, selling person, bench sales, everybody stay on front and talk to the people. So focus on your rapport as well. Now, how exactly you should be working? How exactly it works? We are recruiters, we are sales, we are BDs. I understand it gets a little bit difficult for us to get into that rapport zone unless we are into the legal, insurance, financial. Then people get a little bit more personal, right? Then the other person gets more close to them. So from there, the people who are in the healthcare industry, those guys are easy that they can build rapport and they go personal. But here in our case, We need to understand neither we are in that sort of business nor we are selling any sort of healthcare things. We are more into professional services. Now we need to understand that if we are not that, then how we are going to build this. So here it all focuses on how people will have a perceived value for yourself and your organization on your product and your solution. That's what makes them to become more approachable, and that's where you close and make money. I hope it helped you. And as we progress further, right, as we progress further, I'll bring some more insight about how I'm focusing on how I target on prospecting. What is that in and out? What are the struggles? I'm going to share in next videos. And as I said, that's going to be more generalized, and you got to connect wherever it fits you. All right. So I hope it added value to your time, and thank you so very much. This is Suman Pachigulla once again on a mission to impact 5 million lives through recruiters. I love you people, and keep sharing your comments and let me know how it made you feel. Take care and God bless.